Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another day, another week, another episode of 30NSG. On today's show, we're going to be talking about the future of Xbox looks a lot like PC. We're going to talk about that Sony in early talks to release Helldivers 2 on Xbox, and also we're going to talk about Blizzard may finally bring World of Warcraft to consoles. This was 4 days ago on this news cycle. I had a video months and months and months ago, I think it was over a year ago, talking about how I think, this is before even the Activision Blizzard deal went through and it was still in court, I said that they're going to bring World of Warcraft to the consoles. That was my theory, and we might be getting closer to that as we approach each and every single day. So if you like what we do here, we go over the news stories, give you my opinions on it. We have conversation with chat live. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. We do live streams, uploads, gameplay, shorts, and podcasts on this channel, and I appreciate it very much. What's going on, Dolphin? What's going on, Dustin? Want to skip the news this weekend. Is WoW console been announced? No, it's not been announced. I mean, based on the title. Again, didn't read the news. I read the news with you guys in the morning shows. It says Blizzard may finally bring World of Warcraft to consoles, so we'll read that and figure it out. Took my son to a trampoline park. May have torn something in my arm. Oh, God. That's one of the reasons I don't, what's it called? Jump on the trampolines. I'm afraid I'm going to tear my knee or something. It looks fun. And then I'm like, yeah, that's an injury waiting to happen. Because my mind is definitely much younger than my body. Ron Schlusser says, MLB The Show is already on Game Pass. Why not Helldivers 2? Ron, I agree. Right? I agree. But I know what a lot of people will tell you? Well, MLB The Show is not on there because of Sony, because of MLB. Major League Baseball told them they had to do it because they wanted to make money. And the last time I looked, all businesses want to make money. So why wouldn't they put Helldivers on more consoles? Right? Especially since it's a hit on PC and PlayStation day and date. Right? Why wouldn't you bring it to another console down the road? Now, again, a lot of people will tell you, no, they'll never do it. They'll never do it. And then they'll move the goalpost, right? Let me move my goalpost. Hold on a second. We'll move the goalpost because they'll tell you, they'll frame it as, well, they said that live service games were coming, and this is like they're all in business. They're all trying to make money, right? They're all trying to make money. That's not true, 30. SBI doesn't want to make money. That's right. Nobody wants to make money. Dolphin says they had a trampoline with a basketball hoop and served beer. So you do the math. Yeah. You're like, there's no, this, let me see if this is the way it went down, Dolphin. You went there and went, oh man, I want to get on those trampolines. Nah, better not. I'm going to get injured. 2 beers in, you're like, I can do it. I can do it. Helldivers 2, Sony want Helldivers 2 on Xbox offer. We have an article we're going to read. We have an article on this show. What we do is, F1, what we do is we read the news articles and then have a conversation with chat. So I haven't read it yet. Don't know what the story is. Just know the titles. Let's start. I guess we could start with there's 2 articles. What's going on, Robert Jones? Morning, Kylo. What's going on, Ghost? All right, so let's start with the first story. So Sony in early talks to release Helldivers 2 on Xbox, it's claimed. Okay, so this comes from Insider Gaming. It says Helldivers 2 has been on the market for more than 2 months now and was enjoyed by a stable of consistent player count and the dedicated, thriving community. and the heart of the ambitious live service game, but despite of the title not appearing on Xbox platforms, only PC and PlayStation 5, that might be set to change, though. One of the most recent episodes of the Xbox Era podcast, it was suggested during a rumor mill segment that the talks are underway to bring Helldivers 2 to Xbox Series X and S. Before I even continue, look, put your blue and green t-shirts away, right? From a business standpoint, because at the end of the day, businesses want to keep making money, okay? And obviously, if a game is popular on one platform, to make more money, they have to move it to another platform. Hence, even look at games like Grand Theft Auto back in the day, where it was just on PlayStation back in the day, okay? It was exclusively for PlayStation. And then, obviously, it's not a first-party title for PlayStation, but it was only Rockstar and 2K were like, let's just do it on the PlayStation. And then it expanded to Xbox. And then it expanded to PC. Now it launches on all consoles, all the next-gen consoles that it can. So much so that it became the most popular game in entertainment history with Grand Theft Auto 5. Okay? So companies want to keep making money. And if they limit themselves to just one console... Now, I just had a short come out where people were telling me that the binge model and the weekly model, the weekly model is the old model, right? You just have to get used to the new model. Well, I want to say the same thing for people that think that the old model is consoles and exclusives. The new model, okay, the binge model, okay, is all games on all platforms for everybody day and date, right? Because that is the way they make money. Now, I hope people out there that say that the weekly model's dead and the binge model's current also believe that, well, the exclusives for game consoles is dead and the new one is everywhere, okay? Keep the same energy, okay? So Helldivers 2 at some point might come to Xbox, and that would make sense if Sony wanted to make money, because if it was just Helldivers on PlayStation, it wouldn't be as big as it is right now because it launched on PC day and date, okay? So as a live service game, Helldivers 2 is nothing without its players. What a better chance to expand the player base than introduce the game to an all-new platform to boost the cross-play mechanics of the title. It was a sentiment referenced by Nick during the most recent of the Xbox Era podcast. He says, quote, "We know that PlayStation has a new CEO. At the moment, we think the new CEO might be more open to certain things, and we want to what we've heard is that there are some very, very early preliminary discussions about the possibility of Helldivers 2 coming to Xbox. Now, it's worth stressing that Nick does, this isn't confirmation, it's just a rumor. However, it makes complete sense if there aren't really any downsides to proposition. Exactly, right? It would broaden the community immensely and also open up the game to a whole new market of gamers. Now, again, it's not like you release the Xbox and all of a sudden you're going to get like 20 million new people play the game. But that's whatever the player base is. I think there was like 25 million Xboxes out there between S, X, or whatever. But you put it on there, even if you get a percentage, if it's 2%, 10%, whatever it is, that's more money to the company that's making that game. And it's a much more successful game, right? There's no downside as a gamer where you could play your game. Now, if it's cross-play, cross-progression, stuff like that, that's another thing. But to play more people, to come into your game and have a community of gamers play the game that they want to play, it doesn't matter. Like when I turn on Fortnite, or I turn on Call of Duty, or I turn on, what's another game that's like cross-play? Sea of Thieves. I don't care if a person's on PC, or PlayStation 5, or Nintendo Switch, right? I'm just playing the game. I'm enjoying it, and because there's more people playing the game across more consoles or platforms, then there's more people in the servers, so it doesn't feel dead. It feels like an alive game. And this is just smart business sense from Sony. Now, obviously, it's smart business sense right now. Make the money, get the saturation point of what you have right now of Helldivers, right? If you have 55, 60 million people playing PlayStation, what percentage of PlayStation users is playing the game? Well, if it's capped out right now, let's say nobody else buys it. Let's say there's, out of the 55 million PlayStation users, there's, let's say 5 million, 10 million people playing on PlayStation. I know that's not the number, but let's just say 10 million. That's it. It's never going to get more than that. They're like, well, where can we get the other percentage from? Well, PC. PC's got another 3 million people playing or 5 million people playing. Well, that's it there. Where else can we get more people? Oh, we can go to Xbox. Even if another 2 million people from Xbox, yes, it's smaller than the PC base and smaller than the PlayStation base, But it doesn't matter. That's more money in their pockets for more exposure for a game, more people to like it. Here's my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. What do you think about Helldivers 2? Do you think it should come to Xbox and let the Xbox player base play? Let me know in the comment section down below. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe, and if you like what I do here, please make sure you check out some of our other videos. Thanks for watching. Travis says, what do you do with the chat is sit here and go, the gaming industry is screwed. We're all doomed. Oh, wait, my bad. Is that what he said, Travis? I don't even know. I didn't watch his video. I saw how well Sea of Thieves is doing and said, wow, we can make some money. That's exactly right, Dolphin. Right? More companies are going to put more games on more platforms. It makes sense. Pal World for Helldivers 2 is a fair trade. Well, I think Pal World is not owned by Microsoft, right? Pal World is their own company, and I think they are going to make Pal World for PlayStation. It would make sense for them, considering they made, what, 19 million sales? Whatever it was. More money. That's another bigger platform. I'm 20 cents short of being able to get Kingdom Come Deliverance Royal Edition. One of the more recent videos, he basically said that. Oh, in one of his other recent videos. Happy Xbox dudes get to play those. Look, I just think it's funny that people like to hold things behind. Right? People get really upset if someone on this platform can play a game that they played, even though they didn't buy that platform just for that game. You know what I mean? Like, hindsight's 2020. People look at Helldivers 2, and they're like, yeah, we knew it was going to be a hit. Bro. Nobody even talked about Helldivers. They saw it when it showed last week, and they went, oh, that looks pretty good. Right? I even said, I was like, yeah, it's going to be interested. I'm glad it's coming to PC. It's a day one buy for me. Right? And then, right? Then it came out and they're like, yep, told you it was going to be a hit. Like, the total amount of people that were Helldivers fans for Helldivers 1, which I wasn't, right? All of a sudden came out of the woodwork, and which was 1 million people. Now there's 10 million people playing the game, and they all 10 million people played Helldivers 1, right? 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 I feel like the people that are coming out and claiming that they all played Helldivers 1 are like the same people that said they read comic books when they were a kid or were nerds and geeks that loved video games when they were kids as well, right? I think that's the same. Exactly, Jones. Exactly, though. Nobody except for the people, and I will give it to the people that played Helldivers 1, that enjoyed Helldivers 1, okay? To be like, yeah, it was a fun game. I'm glad it got a sequel, and I'm glad it's doing well. Okay, everybody else is pretending, right? They're faking it till they made it. Like, oh yeah, I knew it was gonna do good. Yeah, because PlayStation. Like, come on, right? Helldivers 2 is a fantastic game. Fantastic game. Okay, because it's pure and utter chaos and fun. Jones says, I thought they would totally fuck it up. Earth Defiance Force, or Earth Defense Force is basically Helldivers? Yeah. Kyle says, nah, bro. When I see PlayStation 5 players on Helldivers, I hate it. Just kidding. But a lot of them have their damn mics turned on from the control, and I hear kids getting beat in the background, or eating the chips, or, yeah, it's just an open mic. They have to learn how to, like, etiquette, but no one taught them how to do that, so... Dolphin says, Kylo, that is a terrible feature. I get flashbacks of Travis playing First Descendant and screaming into his controller. That's funny. It's funny because it's true. Yeah, I think there's no downside. There's no downside. What's it called? No, Multiverse is not back yet, is it, Travis? It comes back. I thought it came back May 30th, doesn't it? Or May 28th, something like that. Yeah, there's no downside for Helldivers coming to more platforms. Zero. There's no downside to Sea of Thieves coming to multi-platforms. There's no downside for Hi-Fi Rush going to more platforms. Like, these people think, like, these fans that think because Xbox, the box that they bought, is now there's games moving over to other platforms, that the world's coming to an end, right? Like, right now, because you're living in the moment, you think there's no point of having an Xbox. And you would be correct in the future if Xbox goes that route, okay? But if you didn't have an Xbox, then they didn't do this, you would be like, well, I need an Xbox to get that, right? Hindsight's always 20/20. You can always make it look better because now you're living in the moment, and in the past you look back at and go, well, why do I have an Xbox, right? This is why I said in the future I will not buy another Xbox system until they prove to me that what it is, right? It just so happens that I bought the Xbox Series X, and this is what it is, but I'm not mad in any way, shape, or form that other people can play video games that I can play. Hearing a relationship come to an end on an open mic is awkward. Oh, I don't get this. Maybe that's a PlayStation thing. Like, there's not very many open mics when I play online with people on Xbox. Every once in a while, you get a guy eating chips or talking to his wife or kids or something like that. But most of the time, you don't really get that. Maybe I'm just in the right area. Where's Starship Troopers at? Starship Troopers is still doing well, actually. Let me look it up on Steam. I actually want to go back. They just updated it. You got to remember, Starship Troopers is in early access, Behemoth. It's in early access. Let's see. Starship Troopers. Yeah, right now, it says recent reviews is mixed. 384 mixed reviews. Very positive, 24,000 reviews. It came out last May, so it's been out a May, but it's in early access. And then it's supposed to come to all consoles sometime down the road. It's a good game. I mean, it's an independent company working on it, right? The fact that people use this feature in the first place is wild to me. Does it come turned on by default? Yeah, it does. Shout out to the Ether. It might come true. Helldivers 2 on Xbox. No more microtransactions. Fingers crossed. I don't. You think because Helldivers comes to Xbox, they're not going to have the microtransactions in there? Is that what you're saying, PL? That's not going to happen. Come on. Ghost of Tsushima on PC offers PlayStation trophies. Why need a PlayStation 5? It's exactly right, Ron. We talked about that last week, right? They're starting to shift to make the. You have to have a PlayStation account though. Just like you have to have a Microsoft account when you play Sea of Thieves. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. There's someone here. All right, sorry about that. All right. The opposite. People are casual, even know how to turn it off. Bring idea to put the mic in the controller. Pick your poison. If anything, I would have more microtransactions with Xbox. I don't think they would have more microtransactions. I just think they would have the exact same amount of microtransactions. It'd just be more people can play it. Hey, 30, I can't be doing well if it's not out yet. If it can't be doing well if it's not out yet. If what's not out yet? Oh, you're saying Starship Troopers can't be doing well because it's not out yet. That's correct, because it's in early access. But the early access is pretty well. I mean, the fact that there's 24,000 very positive reviews, right? You're absolutely correct, though. It's not out yet, so it's not released, so it can't be doing well. That's correct. But the early access is doing well. It's just that Behemoth said, well, where is it? And I'm like, well, it's still in early access. As a neutral content creator, how refreshing and welcome in the morning time for Night Owl like me. Gets annoyed, very irritated in the mornings. Is that what's going on, Argus? Point as good as God of War, it's gonna run and look so nice. PL says, that's my own wish. I have no more microtransactions. Oh, well, that's never going to happen. I guess, though, you are correct. If you put it out there, maybe it'll happen. Maybe it'll happen. Just hit the button to mute. If in every time you turn your console, it's always muted unless you push the button. That is kind of weird, though. And again, not giving shit to it. I hate when things are default on, right? I should be able to opt in, not opt out. Do you know what I mean? That's across the board. Not just for that PlayStation microphone thing. Like, opting in is always better than opting out. So this morning, or yesterday morning, I posted a video, right? I posted a video about, it's a short of the larger video that I created about the thing that we did last week. Those of you here live. Remember that article I read about how Fallout, the TV series from IGN, the benefits of watching, weekly compared to binge watch. And man, let me tell you, there is so many people upset. I've never seen so much hate before from a small little clip. Okay, so in my clip that I had, I was talking about how I think Bethesda and Amazon dropped the ball by not releasing it weekly. Okay, if you guys want to go read some very insightful, very coherent replies, go read the comments of the short. Okay, it blew up. Okay, I have like over 8,000 people that watched it, which is a big short for me, right? And at the same time, I wasn't trying to clickbait anybody, right? I was just giving a small piece of the larger video, and people are just, they think I hate the game, right? They think I don't understand how television works. Right? There's so many people hating instead of just going, yeah, I disagree with you. Right? They literally want me like canceled and dead because I was like, I think the weekly would have been better for the bigger, wider scheme of what Fallout is. Right? It's hilarious. The casual Netflix crowd will spit acid at you at that take, Mike. Oh, I know, Argus. I think I'm just going to become I think I'm just going to make a channel just dedicated to shorts, just saying keywords that would trigger people. I prefer the binge watch model myself. I hate weekly drops. That way I can watch at my leisure. But Rose, you understand, and this is why I'm trying to make clear. You can still binge watch a show after it all comes out, right? Most people don't watch the shows day and date because of time. Because they also have a backlog of shows they're watching, Right? The difference between you like binge watching and me not like binge watching, which I still binge watch because I have to as a content creator, otherwise you get ruined, okay, is that at the end of the 8 weeks, you can binge watch the whole entire show. At the end of the 8 weeks, I'm not being spoiled each and every single week because day one, if someone has more time than you and has a big channel on YouTube or on Twitter or social media, Netflix, or not Netflix, Instagram, or any of those things, TikTok, they can ruin everyone's show experience because they watched it before you. Where the weekly model, they can only ruin one episode, and that's it. Oh, so mad, Dolphin. It's quite humorous, actually. Well, there's I don't know the last time you read the comment section, Dolphin, because there's a lot more coming in. There's over 200 comments, I think. No, 180 comments? Oh, let me see. Oh, hold on a second. Shorts. There is 118 comments. Come on, Mr. Luke. Like Grand Theft Auto Online, there's so many kids that doesn't know their mic is open. Oh God, I would be out. I wouldn't play it. Shorts are bait. This isn't cable television. That's not what you said. I know. It's crazy. Hearing a baby crying in the background while beating somebody in Street Fighter 6 gets awkward. This is why I haven't watched Shogun yet. It's waiting to be done. That's exactly right, though. But and someone actually, and I wanted to comment, but I didn't. But someone said that no one wants the weekly model. But yet the most popular shows right now on television are weekly episodic television on the streaming services. On the streaming services. The weekly model would have been awesome. Well, here's the funny part, Quintar. You know that Fallout was supposed to be a weekly release. It was supposed to be a weekly release. It was supposed to release the first 2 episodes, and then the remaining 6 episodes was supposed to be every week, leading up to the Fallout 76 update, which is the new section on the map. Okay? But they didn't do that. Now, I don't know if this is why they did it. Someone actually commented and said they had to release it if they wanted to be part of the Emmys, and I don't think that's true because the cutoff date for that is down. I think the real reason they did it is because I don't think they were confident enough that people would actually watch it week by week. Now, I don't know if that's an Amazon thing or if that's a Bethesda or Microsoft thing, but they wanted to release it weekly, and then at the last second, they decided to drop it all at the same time. General public does not read, and when they do, they don't comprehend. Well, that's my biggest thing with the weekly model compared to the binge model. A lot of people, they watch the binge model, whatever show it is, and they don't retain what they just watched. They just kind of watch it, and they don't maintain or retain, I should say, retain the actual information. I saw a clip got big. It's going around YouTube algorithm. Yeah, no, it is. 50-50 with how a show is dropped these days. I think it depends on what the series is, and most times. Ghost Fixer. I think a lot of the reason is, look, just like I say, make a game, sell a game. If they make a show, and it's a good show, right? If it's a good show, it will have legs, right? It's just that simple. If it's a show that is good, then people will continue watching each and every single week. Rose says, I don't have any social media, so I don't really worry about the spoiler aspect too much. That's good for you, Rose, right? Like, I wish I could just be scrolling through to get news stories and all of a sudden, boom, it's there. Or while I'm live, someone comes in and then ruins it for people. You know what I mean? Shogun's really good. There's a bunch of shows that are really good that are weekly episodic television. Do you think that they switched to the weekly model for season 2 now that they know it's successful? I don't think so. I think now because you dropped it, if they drop it all at one go, or weekly, I mean, if they drop it weekly instead of all in one lump sum lurker, I think they get a comment section like I have. I think the people come out and they're like, you sons of bitches, I hope you eat shit and die, because they release weekly. Yeah. Amazon was scared they wouldn't do well, so they dropped them all. The gamble was if they dropped it all at once, at least they would get a monthly uptick in the subs and end of the quarter. Here's my thing, though, Sarge, and people call me like a corporate shill, and I'm like, you understand that I am a Fallout fan, right? I am literally playing Fallout 76, right? And I'm looking forward to playing Fallout 4 when the update comes out, next week or whatever, right? I literally love the show. But if you read the comment section of my thing, you would think that I don't like any of those things. Okay? They think I'm just shit-talking their show that they liked, and it has nothing to do with that. I would like to see Fallout 76 get more love. I would like the Fallout series to get more love, meaning if it dropped weekly, more people would talk about it, the more buzz would happen, it would last longer. But what people see is, no, you corporate shill, you want me to pay more money for my monthly fee. And I'm like, nothing to do with that. I've started watching Fallout with my son and can only get 2 episodes in before I want to kick him out with all the questions. I did this, didn't even watch a series. Oh, no, we did watch a series. We watched Percy Jackson, Luke, right, with my son. I've never seen him, so I didn't know anything about right? I didn't even watch the movies when they came out in 2010, 2013. We watched the Percy Jackson show this weekend, or over a couple days. My son was talking and asking more questions, and I turned to him and I'm like, son, I was like, I've never seen the movie before or the show. I was like, so all your questions will happen if we sit and watch the show. And he's like, okay. Like he it's like even if I did see it, let's just sit down and watch the show, shall we? I started watching didn't watch it, Ron. I heard it was shit. For which one? Anybody watch the Rebel Moon Part 2? I heard it was garbage. Now, I did watch the first part, and I also thought it was garbage. Okay? Now, I heard it was like Farm Simulator in slow motion, is what I heard for this Part 2. Being called a corporate shill in the first step of becoming the mainstream streamer. You know? I think you're right there, Water. Maybe that's what it is. Imagine being called a corporate shill with less than 3,000 subscribers. Amazing. One person actually said that I don't understand how the TV industry works. And I was like, okay, pretty good. So question, with the success of Fallout show and the gaming community saying that Bethesda should have made a Fallout game instead of Starfield, what are your thoughts? Here's what I think. I was just having a conversation with Creature this morning, right? We hear that Bethesda's not going to make the next Fallout 5 anytime soon, right? We know that they worked on Starfield, and we know that they're working on Elder Scrolls 6. Now, Fallout 76 is the closest thing you're getting to an update, in which they are updating Fallout 76 over time. I think, and this is just a gut feeling, I have no proof of this in any way, shape, or form. This is just a, kind of prediction. I think because Microsoft owns Bethesda and they own Obsidian, okay? And Obsidian right now is working on, not only are they working on Outer Worlds 2, but they're also working on, right, Outer Worlds 2? And they're also working on Avowed. I think the next Fallout game comes from Obsidian, does not come from Bethesda. Okay? Because yes, Bethesda has the license and stuff, but Microsoft now owns that license. And lucky for them, Obsidian, the other company that made Fallout New Vegas, okay, has experience making the Fallout series. I think that Obsidian makes the next Fallout game. Right? So I think that Bethesda, first of all, I think they did drop the ball here a little bit because, one, the only game that's out right now that's newer, is the Fallout 76 game. Now, obviously, there's 3 and 4, 1 and 2, Fallout Shelter, Fallout New Vegas, all that stuff, Fallout Tactics. There's a lot of Fallout games within the brand. But they dropped a show. Okay, they dropped a show with no new game. They dropped the show with no new content except for the expansion map that's coming out in Fallout 76, but 2 months after the show came out, which is a little weird, right? I feel like they've done something completely off kilter here, because it's like most people drop something while they have something to show, and they just kind of drop this in the middle of nowhere. Now, Fallout Season 2 is probably not going to come out till late 2025, maybe 2026, like this time 2026, so 2 years from now. So is there another game in the works behind the scenes that maybe Obsidian's working on? I doubt it, right? There's nothing going on here. So it's a little strange to me how Bethesda dropped Fallout series with Amazon in the middle of like nothing, because the next Fallout 5 is nowhere to be found for like 7-10 years potentially from Fallout 5. So there's got to be something in between, right? And I think that Obsidian could drop that. Because think about what they did with Fallout New Vegas. I think they had 13 or 18 months to make that game, hence why it was really buggy. But at the same time, it was probably the best, in my opinion, the best Fallout game that came out. Can't wait for Ghosts on PC. Started playing on the PlayStation 4. Now I'm hooked. Can't wait till ultra-wide performance increase. Didn't Obsidian make New Vegas? Yeah, they did. Don't forget about the Xbox owns... oh, that's right. So Fallout devs on that too. Interesting. See, I did forget about that, Vandal. So I think there's just more ways to make a Fallout stuff than just depending on Bethesda, right? I think Microsoft, again, no proof of this. I just think Microsoft said, you work on Elder Scrolls 6 and Starfield updates. Don't worry about Fallout. We got other people to work on Fallout. Now, if that happens, Mike, there's going to be a lot of happy Fallout fans. Now, depending on the Obsidian delivers on that, if it happens, determine if that's to their benefit. Well, Todd Howard said there's a lot of news coming about Starfield and other things. So we'll see. We'll see. Outer Worlds very felt like Obsidian could do it. Yeah, absolutely. And you got to think about it. The Outer World games are not very big games, but they're very good. I liked them. I think they should rotate Fallout IP between Bethesda and Obsidian. That'd be good. I agree with that. And around Season 3 of Fallout, the speculation is 10 years before Fallout 5, because Bethesda is full force on Elder Scrolls 6 right now. So Fallout 5 isn't being touched. Right. And I think Fallout 5 will be a Bethesda title, but I think there could be other... I believe there could be other Fallout games within the franchise before they even come out with that. It just seems weird, doesn't it? You brought out a TV series, so what? Let's just put this in perspective. Okay, there's no Fallout game coming. So now, what do they have to go with? From now to Fallout 5. 10 years, right? 7 to 10 years before the next Fallout. What do you have? 2-3 seasons of Fallout before people are like, I'm kind of done. Fallout series is kind of dipped out, right? Maybe it makes 5 seasons, right? Fantastic show. 5 seasons of Fallout series. Great. That gets us 2 years shy. 2 years shy of Fallout 5. Like, what are they doing? There's got to be something happening between now and Fallout 5. And if they don't, I feel like they've missed a huge opportunity. The speculation 10 years before Fallout 5, Bethesda Force. Yeah, I heard that. I've watched longer. I've waited longer for a new Elder Scrolls game than Fallout with 4. I just want Elder Scrolls. Still don't get why Obsidian doesn't make some sort of Fallout game. It doesn't have to be 5. That's exactly right, Kylo. It could be any other... Fallout New Vegas 2. Fallout Hawaii. Fallout Miami. Whatever. Well, there's a spot between New Vegas and 4. They can make a New Vegas 2 and talk about it, Sandy's bombs and all that. Exactly right. Luke says, don't forget, guys, Fallout 76 is free on Prime Gaming for PC and Xbox. That's right. If you're an Amazon Prime member, you can either pick it up for PC or Xbox for free right now. I think it lasts for like another 26 days or something like that. Which is a little weird. It's a little weird, the length that it's running. Do you know why? Because the show was supposed to be a weekly show. Hence why it's running so long because it's supposed to get you in the game and play before the DLC drops for Fallout 76. And you're supposed to be hyped about it each and every single week with the next episode of the Fallout series. He says they're saving it for Starfield. It'll be in the Art Deco edition. Argus says, I can't imagine they will intentionally not capitalize on the success of Fallout show. It'd be weird not to. That's what I'm saying, Argus. I just don't understand the way they're doing it. The beauty of the Fallout TV show is that they changed the whole cast and location, the focus on the other Vault Dweller story. Right? They could... What I love about the series is it doesn't have to continuate from the games, right? It's not based on the games. It's based on the lore of the world and not based on the games itself. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's shout-outs to the games. If you play the games, you'll get more information. But if you know nothing about it, there's a huge story of the Fallout franchise. Okay? Most Prime drops last a month. I know, Jones. But most Primes last, but most Prime shows are also not video games. Okay? And they were supposed to have a weekly drop schedule for Fallout, leading up to the Fallout 76 map expansion. Now you have the show, the PTS of the new update that's happening. In May, they bring out the story missions for the PTS, and then it drops in June sometime. Bethesda will make more money on merchandise sales than they would do from the game sales. Right now, for sure. Especially since they're giving out the games for mostly free. Like, state now that Microsoft owns both Bethesda and Obsidian. Maybe they can give back the Obsidian to make the next Fallout. I think they are. I don't think there's any talks about it, but I believe there's no way that Microsoft picking up Bethesda does not make another Fallout game between now and 10 years from now. There's no way. Now, don't get me wrong. Microsoft does some stupid things. To not make another Fallout game in the Fallout series in the next decade is dumb. Dumb. Especially, like Vandal said, they have 2 companies that have made Fallout games. Or no Fallout. You know what I mean? I hope we hear something. Look, I'm more excited about Fallout London from fans that made the mod. Okay? And I'm obsessed right now. Obsessed with Fallout 76. I'm enjoying myself so much in Fallout 76 right now. Like, I can't stop playing. I'm addicted to the game. Let me see what's happening real fast on this video, because I think it hit the shelf now. Yeah, it's plateaued right now. A lot of views, though. 8,100 views. And the video that it correlates to... the video that it correlates to... 60 views. Do you see the problem here with YouTube? The video that I actually have actual conversation and talk about, like, why I like the show and why it should be weekly and not binged watched, 60 views. The part of the video where I say they dropped the ball, 8,100 views. You're addicted because of marketing. Absolutely, Sarge. Hence why they should have done weekly and not a one-drop dump. Like, every single week, as the show comes out, they could have dropped something cosmetically inside the game. Right? I mean, that's basically what the game is. Right? Fallout 76, right? They could literally drop something every single... Now, they still could do that. But it's a little kind of pointless. Not pointless, but less effective, I should say. Because every single week, you would have gotten excited. See, now, if I was in charge of a studio that was doing a television show / video game, each and every single week, I would have put something in the show and then take that object from the show and put it into the Atom shop as a free gift. So people come in and play. If it was the backpack that you got, if it was something that they give you. See, what they did was they gave you everything all in one lump sum, right? They gave the NPC in the shop to remind you of the Squire. They gave you the Ghoul's outfit. They gave the backpack of Lucy, but they did that all in one lump sum instead of doing it incrementally over the next couple of weeks, leading up to the next big thing. Yeah, I hope next season, one episode a week, I can sit down the whole day just watching a TV show. It's so weird that they dropped the whole thing, considering that they don't do that ever. That's what I'm saying, El Dente. That's what I'm saying. People think I hate the show. No, I love the show. Right? And you could still binge watch stuff if you didn't want to watch it each and every single week. Right? Someone actually put this in chat. They said, well, you could still watch it week by week. Yeah. I'm going to watch something that's released all at one time, and I'm going to watch it week by week as a content creator on the internet. I'm sure I wouldn't get spoiled in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, they did it so the Wastelanders, that would also be perfect Fallout Remaster. I personally like the binge style, but I do understand the argument of weekly as well. Yeah, but Vandal, I'm not taking anything away from you. You know what I mean? The door only swings one way here. If it's dropped all at one time, the people that want to watch it on their own time frame, because I work all day, me and my wife can't sit down and watch a whole entire show for the whole weekend, right? I have to binge out eight hours over the next 2 months instead of 8 hours in one day, right? Imagine that. Imagine on your day off, you just want to sit there and just do nothing for 8 hours, which I understand completely, instead of actually watching it one a week and then doing something else with your life. Okay? You can still binge watch at the end of the 8 weeks. But if I try to do that when they release it all on day one, I'm ruined and spoiled because of it. Z says, the name of my next band, One Drop Dump. That's right. A good name. Would you be a ska band? Would you be a punk band? What kind of band would you be, Z? I wonder if they didn't think that people would watch it since Bethesda dropped the whole thing to get viewers. I honestly think, because leading up to it, it was supposed to be a weekly episode. They were going to drop 2 episodes on the day one, and then it was supposed to come out every Friday or Thursday, Friday, or whatever it was. But then as soon as possible, like as it got closer and closer to the date, they said it was supposed to release on this date, and then all of a sudden all episodes released on this date, and then they moved the date earlier, one day, which is weird. I've only watched the first 2 episodes. I'm too ADHD to sit there and watch it all at once. And that's the point, Quintar. Like, look, I'm okay. Like, me and my wife did this all the time in the past, right? Like, we still watch it. So, like, Reacher just came out a couple months ago, right? We watched the first 2 episodes, and then we had to wait, okay? And then when we watched it, it was nice knowing that every Saturday we could sit down and watch one episode. We missed a couple episodes because life, right? We were busy that weekend. We couldn't watch it. So the next time we watched it, okay, there was 3 episodes. We missed 3 weeks. But then we got to watch 3 episodes, right? I can still binge watch, right? There's no downside of waiting because it's almost like pre-ordering the early access period of video games, right? Right? It releases on Friday, but if you pay extra money, you can watch it on Tuesday. Okay, well, by Friday, if you don't get the Tuesday release, it's spoiled by the time it hits Friday. Where if I binge watch or I wait weekly, I can wait and build them up and then binge watch it, right? More people start talking about it. More people start buzzing about it. They're like, oh, man, I can't wait. Like, Game of Thrones is a phenomenon, okay? When Game of Thrones, seasons 1 through 5, people threw parties each and every single week, okay? Obviously, the last seasons, people still had parties. But that was, did you see it? Did you see the episode? Did you see this? One person can't ruin everything for you. They can only ruin that one episode for you. Well, tomorrow isn't promised to no one. Let them watch it all at once. They still can watch it all at once, Artemis. They can watch it instead of watching it all at once on this Friday. You can wait 3, 5 weeks, 7 weeks, and then watch it all. Are you really saying, well, you don't know if you're here tomorrow, so I rather... So then why even do release schedules? Let's just release everything now. Release all games that are unfinished right now, because I don't know if I'm going to be here tomorrow. Release all shows, because I don't know if I'm going to be here tomorrow. Like, what kind of mentality is that? Just everything. Just release it. Doesn't matter if it's finished. Hell, I don't even want the show to be done filming. Show me an episode of them filming it. Like... Look at the Vault Dweller with the shirt on. That's what I was going for. You think Prime did this because it's possible viewership with a lot of the new stuff coming in May and end of April for Netflix? Perhaps, sure. Shit, they're releasing games like tomorrow isn't guaranteed. Then don't waste your time watching shows. Go climb a mountain. You say something like that, and then games give you the content later for $110. That's exactly right, Eclipse. Exactly right. The problem is, I asked the whole staff this morning at the cafe I go to. There's 6 young kids, young teenagers, or I'll say older. Young adults, not teenagers. Young adults. They're in their 20s. They're at college and stuff like that. I asked each and every single one. I said, do you like watching shows all at once on day one? Or do you like watching the weekly model? It was a 50-50 split. 50-50 split. 3 of them said, I like binge watching it. But they also said they like binge watching it, but they also don't watch it day one when it comes out. They wait a couple of weeks because of their work schedule. Okay. The other 3 said, I do not like binge watching. I like to watch it week by week and kind of slowly digest it each and every single week. Right? Can't wait to buy a Star Wars Outlaws Super Duper Edition. It comes with the Scoundrel Blaster that looks like the Destiny 1 tower for $500. Do you tell these kids that they're YouTubers? Yeah, they know. Yeah, they know. I do not tell them what my channel name is, though, Dolphin, because then I would have to stop eating breakfast there. If they find it, they find it. I would have to stop eating breakfast there. It's a good breakfast place. I don't want to ruin it. I will binge watch it when it comes out. I'll watch it all in one go. I release it that way, but I will watch it week by week. I just saw a headline for Wolverine and Deadpool. Well, what's the headline? All right, let's go on to the next story while we're looking that up. So that was the Helldivers, and we talked about Fallout, which is, I guess we could talk about this. Yeah, here, since we're talking about Fallout. All right. Riding the success of the Fallout TV show, Fallout 76 teases a huge, popular, newly expanded map in its next update. Oh, imagine that. Okay, Fallout 76 was a public test server of the forthcoming update, and everyone is very excited about this newly expanded map. The Skyline Valley update for Fallout 76 is still going through the testing phase, and so Bethesda has opened up the PTR for the players who would want to try to update before it eventually goes live in full. As per the announcement below, the big new feature of the update is a newly expanded map that takes you deep into the wooded heartland of Skyline Valley. Okay. It says here, the public test server for Skyline Valley update will happen in 2 parts. Part 1 launches in the afternoon and will also allow you to get acquired or acquainted with the new region, participate in the public events, and stake your claim on the land by placing down camps. The patch notes of the update read, if you're eager to explore the brand new area in Fallout 76, you're best get on this. From this look at things, these seems that looks like a lot of people are very excited about the features expanding map. writes one player in response of Twitter, wait, expanding the new map. Another player writes that everyone's generally being in disbelief that Bethesda has rolled out such a huge feature for players to test out ahead of launch. It's because they were trying to go with the marketing, right? Play the map, week episodes, but you know. The player below claims that it have undiscovered the new region of PTR and also posted an update map screenshot for everyone to look at. Apparently, the ferocious-looking storm from the original announcement tweet then be found in Fallout 76 already. And from the follow-up screenshot the player posted on Twitter, it looks suitable, lethal. I can't read today. Doing fantastic. Okay, the update couldn't come at a more perfect time for Fallout 76 in the wake of the excitement of the excellent Fallout TV show arriving earlier this month on Amazon. Every Fallout game has been a surge of popularity, with players flocking back to Fallout 3, Fallout 4, New Vegas, 76 in equal measures. And that Amazon series has brought attention back to Bethesda franchise is a huge indication of just how good it is. Okay? Now, again, you would have gotten this if it was one lump sum or weekly, because that's how marketing works, right? This happened with Witcher and Last of Us and any other video game, right? Where if a show comes out, you want to go play the game. If a game comes out, you want to go watch the show. That's how it works. That's made by design, okay? That's made by design. So there's a whole section down at the bottom. It's not very big, but it is big compared to what it is, you know, if you played Fallout 76. So the bottom part of the map, let me see if I can show you it. Let's see here. Yeah, it's at the very bottom. Let me get a high quality picture here. Oh, for God's sakes. I can't open it up because of a... All right. All right, so the map's all up here, right? The bottom section of the map is this section right here. This whole section between these two boxes are right here. Okay, it's quite large. It's quite large. It's in between. It's in between the two map indicators at the bottom of the thing. It's actually lots of different locations. Right? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We got 16 or 17 different locations within this extra map. Right? So there's a lot to it. Okay, there's a lot to it, which again is popular with. There's 76,000 people. I think it hit an all-time high before, more, mind you, than when the actual game came out. It's like 5 years later, Fallout 76 came out for the very first time. Just this week, there's double the amount of people that played it when it first launched on Steam right now this week than ever before, right? Which is quite crazy. Yeah, look at this. Okay. 72,000. The all-time peak was at 32,000. 32,000 on Steam from 5 years ago when the game first launched. And now the show came out, and now it doubled. And obviously, the game is in a much better place. This goes back to a different conversation when I say games take 3 to 5 years to make, and we know that Fallout 76 only took 13 months to make, okay? And for the last 5 years, they've fixed it and kind of added to it, sort of like what Cyberpunk did from when it launched to 3 years later, made a better game. Fallout 76 launched 5 years ago, and now they've been out for 5 years, so they actually worked on the game for 6.5 years, or 6 years and 1 month, right? So it's actually a much better game now. I'm enjoying it a lot. There actually is a new vault, right? There's actually a new vault. I won't ruin it for you, but there's a new vault. Yes. There's stuff that happens. I saw some videos, which is exactly why I don't like watching. Why I don't like stuff coming out all at one time. They made a PTS come out, and now everyone's data mined it and played it and showed it, and now I know everything about the goddamn thing by accident. So there's 122 volts, isn't there? Yeah, right. Hold on. Wait. Well, actually, there's 122 volts. Yeah, United States. $520 hours in Fallout 76. Yeah, if you don't want to know, Luke, don't look it up. This shows you that the TV adaptation has to be good. Halo didn't have this same result, or The Last of Us Fallout, and the Cyberpunk, the difference. The last 3 shows are all good. The Last of Us had a surge, right? Last of Us had a surge, and Cyberpunk had a surge. Yeah, The Witcher also had a surge. Halo, not so much. I don't care, Akuta Papa. I'm just messing with you. No, these are not my wife's glasses. These are just to not strain your eyes on the screen, to block the blue light type of stuff. Yeah, that's all they are. That's why you need a good director. Right. But like I've always said, if you make a game, sell a game, make a show, write a book, right? If you believe in your show and it's actually really good because you keep close to the source material, it's going to be good. And the people that like that series are going to like it because it stays close to the source material. Come on, Roadkill. Appreciate that. Yeah, hit that like button. I should kind of backtrack a little bit, Vandal. Season 1 of Witcher boosted up. Season 2 and 3, and they went downhill real fast. But Season 1 of Witcher really brought up the Witcher game. All right, let's go over to the next topic. If you guys like what I do here, please make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you have to go above and beyond it. Become a member as little as $5. We do live streams, we do podcasts, we do uploads, we do shorts, we do gameplay. We do lots of different stuff here. So if you like it, do one of those 3 things. So did Edge Runners go for Cyberpunk? Yeah, Edge Runners was very popular for Cyberpunk, and it increased the popularity of Cyberpunk, the video game. YouTube is so janky. Sometimes I see messages and then don't. Did you put Did you make sure your chat is on live chat and not top chat? All right, so this next story, the future of Xbox looks a lot like a PC. So Microsoft gaming chief has been dropping a lot of hints about the future of Xbox recently. Okay. It says, when I reviewed the Xbox Series X nearly 4 years ago, I called the console a next-gen PC. Not only did the Xbox look like a PC, which is also boxy rectangular tower-like case, but it also felt like one. Thanks to the hardware upgrades that allowed to run the games and a variety of PC-like graphical modes. Now that we approach the next generation of Xbox, it looks like the Microsoft is about to close the gap between Xbox and PC even further. Microsoft gaming CEO Phil Spencer has teased some potential massive Xbox platform changes in the recent weeks. At the same time, leaked internal memos have revealed that increased focus inside Microsoft on the Xbox gaming preservation and also forward compatibility. When you also put the breadcrumbs together, it feels like they're about to see Microsoft combine all the good parts of Windows and Xbox for its next generation console. Interesting. So Spencer recently said in an interview with Polygon that Xbox team is thinking about how to open up the ecosystem and embrace the PC stores like the Epic Game Store, itch.io, and a radical rethinking of the Xbox console model. And Spencer doesn't really usually tease things like this unless something of Microsoft is seriously considering. So to be able to open up the Xbox to PC stores and embrace more of the open model, several things need to happen. What I get is a sense of motion inside of Microsoft's first and foremost. It also needs to make a console capable of running PC games. That doesn't mean that Xbox owners will suddenly be booting up into a Windows desktop with start menu or pop-up ads for Bing, but it also could mean that the future of Xbox console will lean more towards PC side of gaming development. Microsoft has been trying to bridge this development gap for years with projects like the Game Core and the method that makes it easier for developers to package up games that use both Xbox and PC services to run a container-based apps. Now, while Microsoft has promised the biggest technical leap ever in generation for the next Xbox console, the company has also set up a new team dedicated to preserving existing Xbox games. We're building up for the strong history of delivering backwards compatibility, and your players also remain committed to bringing towards the amazing library of Xbox games for future generations of players to enjoy Xbox. President Sarah Bond wrote recently in a leaked internal memo. So you can see, based on what we've read so far, that Xbox and Microsoft, whatever you want to say, is they're trying to merge all this stuff together, right? I've said this in videos in the past. I have a video about, it's actually one of my better videos on my channel with saying that WoW's coming to console. And I said it's going to probably come to PC Game Pass before it comes to console. But obviously, when the next gen console or whatever they're doing the update with, I still think we have another story after this about WoW coming to console. Or potentially coming to console. As I said years ago, that Game Pass is the future. And then when they announced that Activision's being acquired, I said that they'll probably take Blizzard.net and merge it in with the Xbox ecosystem. It doesn't matter if you take Battle.net and make it into Xbox or Xbox into Battle.net, but they want to merge everything together because they want to get that number to 100 million, okay? There's been people like Michael Packner that said in 10 years they're going to be up to 200 million. Now, I don't know if they're going to be 200 million. I think there is a saturation point as of right now until they start to make it condition the player base that what Microsoft is doing is the future of what they're trying to do of gaming, where it doesn't matter where you play. It doesn't matter if you're playing on PC or you're playing on console, or if you're playing on a third-party console. You're going to be able to play their games everywhere. Mobile phone, tablet, laptop, PC, Xbox console, PlayStation, Switch. Doesn't really matter. That's what they want to do. Okay? It continues by saying it feels like the team is being set up for transition away from the idea of Xbox and PC games being two separate things, while also ensuring that the existing games continue to run the future console that adapt the new way of operating. It would also open up the Xbox to run a lot more games and make it easier on developers. Okay? Now, a lot of people talk about this, well, it's easier on developers, and they're already making the games on PC, right? And if Microsoft finds a way where PC, they don't have to make a separate game and port it over, and they can just run that game on the thing, that would be better for the developers, wouldn't it? Better for us as well, okay? Because then they don't have to take time and separate the two. They can just make the game, okay? So, which allows developers an alternative system for an in-app payments, and also build our next generation game store based on the new principles of Microsoft President Brad Smith at the time. If Microsoft goes down this road, opening on the Xbox platform will dramatically shift the economics of Xbox console hardware. Microsoft typically sells the Xbox console at a loss, and it recoups it through sales of the games rival of PC stores or on the Xbox. And subsidizing the hardware gets far more complicated, and it could lead to more expensive consoles. Now, Spencer admitted that in the interview with Polygon recently that subsidizing the hardware is more of a challenging in today's world, a pricey components of the lack of overall console market growth, to think that they also are the barriers. What are the things that create friction in today's world of creators and players? And some of that can also be a part of opening up the model, asks Spencer. Okay? Opening up the underlying model of the Xbox is more to PC, and it could also enable a third-party Xbox console in the future. That doesn't mean that Microsoft will walk away from Xbox hardware, but But if it is doing a lot of software work, open up to the platforms that make it easier for developers to build games. And this is why they extend that it's even more hardware. Okay, all this potential Xbox platform changes will also apply to the handhelds, and I think this is a big part of Microsoft's overall thinking here. It says Valve has also shown a Steam Deck is viable console years after it tried to fail to make an Xbox-like Steam machine. In reality, the Steam Deck is powered by a custom Linux OS and utilizes a portion of the compatibility layer of Windows games to run on Linux. Proton also has been key to making the Steam Deck a success because without the developers, they would also have to do a lot more work port their games to Linux. Now, Microsoft is rumored to be working on the Xbox handheld. While it's not, I'm not expecting a traditional next-gen console to run ARM-based chips. I think it makes a lot more sense if Xbox handheld form factor. For an Xbox handheld to be successful, it will have to have leveraged the strengths of Windows and Xbox in smart combination. I disagree with this. I just feel like it's not a good thing if Microsoft makes like yet another console because the other consoles already exist. The S, the X, right? If they make that Keystone that comes out, if you make a handheld, it's just another console to hold back what they're trying to do. If they make the next Xbox, let's say they do make a next Xbox, right? They would be limited to what the handheld is because of their parity, unless they get rid of the parity thing, and then that'll be a different story. So on the Vergecast, I recently discussed an idea of the Xbox handheld would also run Windows as a core, but never expose it to you to look like and feels like an Xbox console. But if you want to run Steam games or Xbox games, you can. Microsoft was able to run the Xbox OS on the Windows, as experimented with doing exactly that in the past. Okay, the Steam Deck might have only sold a few million units so far, but it represents the biggest threat of Xbox consoles and Windows-based PC gaming ever. Valve has also managed to create a console-like experience for PC games. It's also the access to all Xbox and PlayStation exclusive games through the Steam store. Microsoft also responds to Steam Deck has been also muted so far, but the company also has formed a new Xbox experience and platforms teams that also will help improve the Windows experience on handhelds, right? I just can't imagine that Microsoft, again, they do what they want. They're a big corporation. They got plenty of cash to do it. But to develop their own handheld while there's other handhelds already out there, I mean, again, Steam Deck is a popular system within the gaming community, but it still didn't sell very well in the overall scheme of consoles being sold. So for Microsoft to come out with their own handheld to compete with all the other handheld devices, I think that's a waste of research and development. I think they can use what's already out there, okay, to make their system better by using other people. They don't have to put the money up front. They don't have to lose. They're still going to lose cost of each console that's being sold, just like Spencer said earlier. Because if Microsoft could pull off the merging of the Xbox and Windows together, it might truly achieve the Xbox Everywhere vision. And the idea of that in the screen is an Xbox. And that's the major goal, which they've always been trying to do. We've been saying it literally for 6 years on this, on this show, or at least on GXG, right? All games everywhere. Doesn't matter where you buy. Doesn't matter what you buy. They just want you to buy the game, play the game, wherever you decide you want to play the game. Look, I think this is exactly what's going to happen. I think this makes sense from a business standpoint. Microsoft is third place in the console market, but they can be second place or first place in the other market, which is billions of people instead of just hundreds of millions of people, right? If there's 250 million to 350 million people that only play console games, which is the Switch, the PlayStation, and the console of Xbox, and there's 3 billion devices out there, not including the actual Xbox, PlayStation, or Switch, just the other devices with the iPhone, with the tablets, with the Androids, the laptops, the PCs, right? That's a much bigger market for them to get third place in if they choose to do that, then because businesses have to keep making costs, or profits go up. And the only way they're doing that is by opening it up to a bigger market. Hence why I said that PlayStation games will come day and date on PC and also on PlayStation, because that opens up to a bigger market for them on day and date, not waiting 2 years and then putting it out like Ghost of Tsushima or Spider-Man or God of War or all those other games, right? Yes, there's a kick up for those people, but there's other games coming out. And would you rather buy a new game or an old game that's 3 years old already on PC? Most people will choose the new game, and then when they have time in their back catalog, they'll pick up the game when it goes on sale. But if you put it day and date, okay, which Xbox wants to do across all platforms, is whenever they come out with a game, it's day and date, that's more likely to have more sales there. But these are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. If you like what we do here, please make sure you check out some of our other videos. Thanks for watching. Yeah, so that article, look, I think I don't know if it's the next Xbox. I don't know if it's just a software thing. You guys would have to tell me this. More of you are more tech savvy when it comes to, like, could they take the Xbox, and again, I don't know what the internals are for the Xbox Series X, but could they add, by just a software drop, to start playing other things PC based, right? Like, could they use the cloud to start using PC games to come? I think they already do that, right? I mean, they could already do that. So, I mean, that's why they have a PC Game Pass / Ultimate with PC. And now, obviously, you have to play on the PC, but is there a way to open it up where you can take the PC version and bring it over to the console, or do they have to make a whole new console? I don't know. I just think it's much more beneficial for them to constantly, wherever you want. You already have a PC, you already have a handheld, and if you can play their games on those things that you already own, that would make much more sense than going out to buy a brand new handheld from Microsoft. For top messages and live messages, let's see. I like he is replying to messages I can't see. Yeah, you have to be on top messages, Dolphin. Xbox and IGN just announced that the id Xbox showcase on April 29th, 10 a.m. Sweet. A new team? Well, that solves everything. I can't believe I was concerned. That is Sarge. New Blair Witch movie also. Let's just redo every movie ever. There's a bunch of stuff coming out that's redone. Did you guys see? We brought it up like 2 weeks ago. The Good Times TV show. Have you seen the animated Good Times TV show? Like, people are ripping it a new one. They say there's people offended by it. Okay. So if you guys don't know Good Times ran for 5 seasons in the 70s, right? When I started watching it when I was older, it was reruns. Okay. Well, Good Times literally is just terrible. And so many people are upset about it. And I went, oh, I see. So you're upset now because it's something that you liked and they were shitting on it, but you're okay when someone else's stuff gets shit on, and you're okay, and then call us crybabies. But now you're watching this and going, well, they shit on my childhood. Welcome to the club. Welcome to the club. We heard this is BS spin by Microsoft making the most powerful system, and look what they did with that. So why even bring up making a new powerful console? But that's what I'm saying, Rose. They could just take what they have, and it's not about the most powerful thing. It's about just play everywhere. I paid $700 for the ROG Ally. It's not as consistent as the Xbox. Bappa says 30 architecture, I believe, at the times 86 times 64. Therefore, you could literally install real Windows and play PC games. Just hardware may block it, block that install. Interesting. Did they make all the characters white in the new one? No. They just made them, supposedly. I didn't watch it. I watched a review of it. And basically, they took every stereotypical trait of the black population and then put it in the show. Yeah, see, Artemis says it. He says, I'm black, and the Good Times is very offensive. Yeah, see what I'm saying? Yeah, they completely went and, like, shit on the culture of what Good Times was. Good Times was such a good show, right? It literally, quote me if I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure Good Times, like, I can't remember if Good Times came out before Red Fox or Sanford and Son, sorry, with Red Fox. I can't remember if it was the first black television family. Now, I know there was the Jeffersons and stuff like that, but I'm pretty sure Good Times, okay, was the first black family on television. Like a dedicated show. Right? And they had good morals and values. Right? They had good structure. The parents, right? Like there was good stuff there. And then they just shit all over that, supposedly. Again, I didn't watch it. I wasn't going to watch it. Right? If I was going to watch Good Times, I'd go watch the reruns of Good Times. I would binge watch it. No, supposedly, Sarge, I believe it was Black Riders, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that. But they basically try to make every offensive, stereotypical, you know, I don't know what words you want to use, to just piss off everybody. And someone said something interesting. They said if you just took what the show was, okay, I forget the guy who said it, or the channel I was watching. Apologies. He said if you take this show of Good Times, get rid of the title of Good Times, and you take this show and put it on like Adult Swim and just call it something else, it would be a hit. But because it's called Good Times, and it's based off the television show from the 70s, it's absolute garbage. I got a DVD of all the Sanford and Son episodes, like 24 discs. So awesome. Good Times was a Norman Lear show. Yeah, but was Good Times the first? Was it the first all black television show? I think it was. I'm. Let me see. Amos and Andy. Dated marked on CBS debuted, Amos and Andy, a situation comedy sitcom, outrageously fun, controversial program, was the first ever television sitcom with an all-black cast, making it a forerunner for black television sitcoms aired over the past 7 decades. So Amos and Andy was the first one. Then you had Amos and Andy show, which I've never I now that I see a picture, I remember seeing it. I didn't know that was. Yeah, so in the 1950s, the first television show was Amos and Andy. It was widely popular amongst devices audiences. Okay. Then we had Julia in the 1960s and Room 222 from 1968 to 1971. ABC 1969 to 1974. The Cosby Show ran from 1969 to 1971. 1970s, including Sanford and Son, Good Times, My Name is Mama, The Jeffersons. They all came out in the 70s. Then you had the Cosby Show, The Different World, Frank's Place. Yeah, these shows, Sanford and Son, Good Times, Different Strokes. I remember that. Yeah, but apparently they went and completely just destroyed all the stereotypes. Like, didn't destroy, they used all the stereotypes and was very offensive, right? So I feel for them. Now think about what they've done to Star Wars and Star Trek and Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones and all the other IPs that we like. Vando, I like work. I like learning. So if I don't know something, I'm not going to sit here and pretend I know, right? I'm always going to put the stuff up on the screen because I'm learning and maybe someone else is learning something as well. Basically, do an emulator even easier. They also made it need an emulator at all, meaning that they can make it so that it can run Windows-based games natively. Sanford and Son, The Jeffersons, Good Times. What's happening? Oh, what's happening? Yeah. Fat Albert? Yeah, I remember Fat Albert too. It just popped in my head. Yeah, because I don't look. I'm a person, Vandal, and we can have, debates and different perspectives of opinions and stuff like that, right? But I will never sit here and be like, and bullshit you with something. If I don't know something, I'll be like, I don't know. Let's look it up, right? I will never sit here and pretend I know something that I don't know. And if someone says something I don't know, I'll look it up and be like, I don't think that sounds right. And then I'll look it up and be like, okay. I have no problem also saying that I'm wrong about something. So that's sad. That's sad that they fucked up the good times. Oh, just another one. Just another thing. They're like, hey, you know, we can make money off of this. And then they don't. And then they, you know, they're making a season 2 of Velma. Season 2 of Velma is coming out. You guys excited about that? You guys excited about Velma season 2? I watched all those shows when I was a kid. They were good shows. About 8 years old to watch that show. Oh, 8 years, that show. Because it was made good enough and to hold an 8-year-old's attention. Yeah, all those shows were great. And again, I remember watching old shows from like the 50s and 60s. Like I thought they were brand new, right? When you watch like reruns of like The Honeymooners, I Love Lucy, right? All those, Andy Griffin Show. Like all those shows, I thought when I was a kid, I was like, oh, they're new shows. No, they're like 40 years old. 25, 30 years old when I was a kid. As a supervisor, I know a good worker right away when they keep saying, I know, when I'm trying to teach something. Oh, that's, you just described my 9-year-old kid, Dolphin. I do that to him all the time. I start telling him something and he's like, I know. I go, oh, you know? I was like, all right, well, continue telling me what the rest of it is then. And then he's like, well, I don't know. And I'm like, then don't say I know. Why would they greenlight Velma 2? To anger you. To anger you. That's exactly right. That's exactly what I say, Dolphin. Yeah, go ahead, tell me then. Jones says, I actually liked Velma. Well, I'll tell you what, Jones. Not that I give a shit about the scores, but I would like to look up. I would like to look up what Velma's thing is. Let me see. Velma. Oh yeah. You, sir, are like a unicorn. You're like a unicorn. 7%. You are a unicorn. Top critics 41, all critics 39, all audience 7%. We just found Bigfoot. We just found somebody. We might have 2 people that like that show here. It was like a weird satire. I mean, you can like what you like. I'm not going to give you shit for it. I'm just saying, you were in that set. Do you know what you are, Jones? It's like an achievement in Xbox when you play a game and you're like at 4%, 5%, right? That's what it is. You hit the achievement of only 7% of the population like the show. Or finished watching the show, I should say. %. They're a leprechaun riding a unicorn. Velma is on the same level as the ET game. I didn't watch Velma. I just saw I watched people that reviewed it, that watched it. That was it. I can pet a unicorn. I've never seen one before except in a movie Legend. I just got the achievement. 7% of the people storyline out of worlds. I felt so proud. That's it. Yeah. Yeah. 2 coming out. So you and the other 7% of the people that watched it, you guys are excited. I don't know why they just didn't make another show. Why did you have to take a character from a beloved show like Scooby-Doo and then do that? You know what I mean? Yeah, Arnis told us that a little bit ago, Kylo. Appreciate it. Didn't they bury all the AT games in the landfill? They did. Yeah, they did. They canceled shows people actually watched, but they greenlit that one? Yes. Yes. We should find the landfill? They did. They did find the landfill. Yeah, that's how they know that the landfill is filled with ET games. Right now, somewhere there's a landfill filled with pop figures because they can't sell them. Didn't we read that a couple months ago? Didn't they just throw like something like $50 million worth of pop figurines? Yeah, Funko is preparing to dump $30 million worth of pops in a landfill. $30 million. You know what those pop figures are? They're probably Velma. They're probably Velma pop figures. Sarge says, "You shut up, 30. You're trying to mold the young minds for a better tomorrow." Whee! Yes, they were all from Thor 4 and the rest of the Marvel. Of course I played ET. Games for hours. With the whole summer worth of allowance. I fucking hated when you fill in that little trench. You had to go to the thing. You had to hold the thing up to make ET try to get out of the thing, and then you would get out, and then you would fall right back in. I hated that game. It deserves to be in a landfill. Don't big companies dump their stock to increase the demand? That would be pretty fucking stupid, wouldn't it, though, Titan? But they do. Yes, you're absolutely right. You would think that would be fucking stupid, right? They're like, hey, we're not selling our things. Well, let's just throw a whole bunch of them in the landfill to say there's a demand. You know, you could just hold them somewhere. So odd to just throw all those dolls away, like donate them to children's hospitals. No, they don't want that, Vandal, because this is the mindset of a business, right? This is the mindset of a business. If we give them out, then they'll get free stuff and then they won't buy the stuff. But if we throw them out, then we're not giving them to people that actually need toys, right? They would rather throw them in a landfill than to give them to people, because that is the mindset of corporate greed. Z says, this is what made 30 the man he is today, playing Activision ET game. I didn't know ET called home and went to the landfill. Yeah. Yeah. ET phone home. Yeah, and just dump him in. That's how the ET movie should have ended. They actually never phoned home. They murdered him and then threw him in a landfill. That was the alternative ending of Spielberg's ET. All right. Let's go with the last story I have today. The last story I have today, Blizzard may finally bring World of Warcraft to console. Now, this is a rumor, obviously. I have a video that I aired months and months and months ago. I think it's almost a year old. Oh, that's not almost a year old. I think it was back in like November, I think it was, right? The landfill edition. If you guys like what I do here, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. Blizzard may finally bring World of Warcraft to consoles. Over the last console generation, MMOs began becoming increasingly popular on consoles, with games like Elder Scrolls Online and Final Fantasy XIV showing these types of games that can play well with a gamepad rather than a mouse and keyboard. With that in mind, the idea of World of Warcraft coming to console has come to numerous times, and it seems like Blizzard might finally be working on exactly that. Since its launch, World of Warcraft has only been available on PC last year at BlizzCon. WoW executive producer Holly Longdale revealed that the bring WoW to console has been frequently discussed behind the scenes at Blizzard. However, the current priority for the team is crafting the World Soul Saga, a new trilogy expansion for WoW, which has also kicked off the War Within expansion last year. Now, speaking to Eurogamer at the recent War Within preview event, Longdale touched the subject again, saying nothing's impossible before laughing the question off and refusing to go any further. Well, that's the answer right there, right? Because if you now again, very speculative, but if the director of the actual game says nothing's impossible in quotes and then laughs off the question and then refuses to go any further, it isn't confirmation that WoW is, but it is confirmation, right? Coming to Xbox or PlayStation, but it is an indication that Blizzard is still exploring the idea. Now, World of Warcraft has been on PC games since the inception, while the MMO dominated the gaming landscape during the early 2000s, remains popular today. The player base hasn't necessarily grown in a long time, bringing such historic MMO to console would open up to tens of millions of new players, many of whom have never experienced World of Warcraft. However, it's also worth noting that the project, as long as running as it is, has lots of legacy code to sort out through and bring in the new platform. So this wouldn't be a no easy feat by any means. Sure, it wouldn't be an easy means, but you know what would be easier? Making that work than creating a brand new MMO that you don't know if it's going to make it or break it, right? So obviously, Microsoft picked up Activision Blizzard for the mobile department, also the mobile games. They could take Battle.net, and I've said this in the past, and just merge it into Game Pass, which we said stories earlier. They've started migrating certain things, right? Where you now play Diablo 4 through the Battle.net through Game Pass, right? Or through the Windows, right? They've merged them together. So they're already making those changes for it. So I see this is a no-brainer, right? I've speculated this. Obviously, this is a speculation as well. It's not a confirmation about it, but it does make sense, right? Again, Microsoft and Windows are not trying to make you get World of Warcraft on just Xbox. They want more people to try to play the game. And a lot of people don't have PC, or maybe they don't want to spend the monthly fee because they have a monthly fee going on to Netflix or Disney Plus or or PlayStation Plus or Game Pass. And if they can just migrate or merge those systems together, where instead of paying $15 a month for just playing World of Warcraft, you could pay $15 a month to get Game Pass, and World of Warcraft is part of it, okay? And then you pay for other things down the road for microtransactions or whatnot. Now, obviously, I don't think it's just coming to, Xbox consoles. I do believe it's going to come to all platforms. Why? Because that's more people. Just like Final Fantasy XIV was on PlayStation and very successful, okay? And you can play it on PC, you can play it on PlayStation, you can now play it on Xbox. And it's a big hit on Xbox. A lot of people are playing Final Fantasy XIV on Xbox. And this is what people want. They want to play more things in more places. I remember when World of Warcraft came out and I was playing it, and I loved it. And then I was like, you know what? Do they have something on the mobile? This is years and years later. There was a game called, I believe it was called something War and Chaos, I think it was. Warfare and Chaos. No, it's... You guys know what it is. Hit it up in the comment section down below or live chat. It was a mobile game that was a World of Warcraft clone, okay? And I was like, oh, this is cool. I could play an MMO on my mobile device. And I was like, this is great because I used to travel a lot, okay? I used to be working in the television and film industry, and I would be on the road a lot, okay? Well, I didn't have time to play World of Warcraft, but I had time to pop open my phone and play. I think it was called, was it War and Chaos? Or was it Order and Chaos? I think it was Order and Chaos, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, I would play this, and I was like, this is cool. I wish that more, MMOs came to console. And then years later, we got ESO that came to consoles and PC. Then you had, I'm still waiting for, I would love Star Wars to come on to it. It is Order and Chaos, right? Okay. Right, so then I would love like Star Wars, the Old Republic, to come to consoles. I don't think that's going to happen. DC Universe Online came over to consoles. The Marvel Omega Heroes came over and then shut down. Right, then you have Lost Ark came over to. Right, there's a bunch of, or not Lost Ark, but Lost Ark could come over. There's so many controller supported things for MMOs. Okay, like New World's trying to get it. Amazon's trying to get to consoles as well. Right, lots of more MMOs are coming over to console aspect because that's what people want. Put the game in places that people are that want to play. They're like, oh, I would love to play World of Warcraft. I don't have a PC. I'm not going to play it. But if you bring it to console, they would play it. It doesn't matter if it's on PlayStation. Doesn't matter. And a lot of people that are gatekeepers for these type of games, they're like, well, how would you raid? How would you do that? There's a shit ton of people that play MMOs that don't raid. Don't raid. They just like to live in the world. They just like to go around and play the game, level up characters. There's tons more people that play those games for not raiding than there are people that do raid. But these are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. What do you think about World of Warcraft? Do you think it's coming to consoles, not just Xbox? Do you think it's coming to consoles sooner rather than later? Or I should say, rather than never? I mean, as Longdale says that she just laughs and says, oh, yeah, nothing's impossible, and then laughs it off and then refuses to answer questions because she doesn't want to slip up and say something that doesn't, to say, hey, yeah, it's happening, because if she does that, she's going to get chewed out. Again, these are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. Please make sure you share, like, and subscribe. And if you like what I do here, please make sure you check out some of our other videos. Thanks for watching. I'm not paying for WoW subscription inside a Game Pass subscription. No, you wouldn't have to. And in my world, Vandal, you would just pay for the Game Pass subscription, right? You don't have to pay a subscription for ESO. You literally just playing the game, right? You don't pay for a subscription for ESO. Technically, you don't have to pay a subscription for Final Fantasy 14 either until you get to the newer content. Then you have to pay, and then pay a monthly fee. If it wasn't coming, they would say no. Exactly right, Dolphin. If WoW gets away with charging a monthly fee on console, more games will follow. I don't think they would. I think they would just merge it because they want more people on that service. But console players already have to pay a fee just to play online. You think they want a fee on top of that? Again, I don't think they would pay. I think it would just be a part of... You don't pay for a fee for ESO. ESO, the only fee you pay if you want more storage or whatnot. But you can play the entire game up to a certain point, and then the expansions. Then you buy the expansions, and then you can continue playing. With WoW, I think Microsoft will put with Game Pass, like you pay $20 or something, and you get WoW subscription. Absolutely. I don't think there's a fee to play online with e.g. Final Fantasy 14 or Fortnite. Only 10%. No, there is a fee to play Final Fantasy 14 if you want to keep up with all the newest content. You got to pay the $13 there plus the $10 whatever you're playing for the basis of Xbox, I believe. Remember the World of Warcraft movie? Yeah, it was horrible. Horrible. I've said years ago, Kudapapa, that they could make just a tier for MMOs on Game Pass. Titan says, Crowded, no, I also checked on Google. You can play without PlayStation Plus. There you go. ESO can be played for free. A sub when the new content comes out gives you the content for free. kind of keep. Mike looks like a wizard in the WoW movie. Oh, do I? I don't remember what he looked like. Let me see. Is that the guy? Is that the guy? Good? Close? Are we close? I think it's close. I mean, his beard's a little shorter than mine. What movie is that? That was World of Warcraft, I believe. I'm a sucker for terrible video game movies, like House of the Dead, Far Cry, the Hitman movies. Hitman movies weren't that bad. I mean, they weren't great, but I'm there with you with that one. House of the Dead, Far Cry, not so much. Yeah, the problem with a lot of raids, Asmongold talks about this. He says they need to make raids more approachable, right? He says it's the same people playing the same raids, and the majority of the player base does not play with the raids because they're not. You have to line up with like 12 other guys on a Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern to do it. You know what I mean? This is why other games are more approachable. I'll stick with this, right? So I've always said that World of Warcraft will. Here, you know what? It's one of my top videos every single month. Yeah, World of Warcraft. I get pretty consistent with the views and whatnot. I got 7,000 views 5 months ago. Okay, World of Warcraft is coming to console, and people, you know, people engage with the conversation pretty good. They say that's not going to happen because of controller support and whatnot. And World of Warcraft has been working on controller support for over 2 years now, so that's not a thing. What do we got here? We got. Then you get gatekeeped in raids. The veterans don't want you to teach rookies the raid mechanics, so they eventually have fewer folks to raid with. Yes, yes. It's like this stupid cycle, right? They're mad at the semi-approachable raid, and people cry for blood and felt like it was challenging enough. They want less clears, because right, they want less clears to make them feel like the upper echelon of they're like the top of the top. Which is fine, because all they have to do is make a harder mode, right? See, we used to talk about this in Destiny, right? We were talking about in Destiny back in the day, the raids took forever, and it felt good when you beat the raid, okay? But you didn't have 6 hours to try to get through a raid. You know what I mean? And it was like, can I just complete the raid? Hold on one second. Sorry about that. Yeah, so what was I talking about? I was talking about in Destiny the raid, like we just wanted to complete the raid. Like I'm okay if you put it on like an easier level for a raid, and then once you beat that raid, you can go up to the, but everyone's like, "Well, no, you beat the raid and then you get this." I've always been in the mindset of if I go to a higher level of any kind of difficulty, the percentage of drops in a looter should be higher. If I go to a lower level, easier raid, okay, then you would have a less chance of getting that cool weapon, okay? So you would have to, you would learn. So you're like, oh man, if I could, it's all about time. If I could run through that raid in an hour, okay, and do it 6 times, then I might be able to get that gun. But if I run through it 1 time in 6 hours, then I have a better chance of getting the actual percentage, right? It wouldn't take you 6 hours, but you know what I mean? Like there should be levels when you're playing with a bunch of group of people, instead of all grinding 400 hours so you can get the one weapon, and then that one weapon is the only thing you need for that raid. Must have Galahorn, know what to do. Exactly. I hated that. My last day 1 clear was 18 hours. Yeah, see? And these are the same people, Prozzy, that said they don't have the time to sit and watch a show each and every single week, but they'll sit there for 18 hours and play 1 game. Right? Right? If you have time, you have time. Time is time. You'll make time if you want to do something. I can't do day ones anymore. Spending 20 hours on day 1 not to beat it. It's always the worst, yeah. It's always, I remember doing it online on stream. I'm like, I was like, all right, we're 5 hours in, 6 hours in. I was like, I can't go anymore. Because most of the people I play with are adults. We have children and lives, right? So it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. We're like, all right, we're all done. And we all, like, we'll try again before the week's over. Right, and then you learn from YouTube. Yeah, go look up the way to do it. I heard in the final shape, last mission is locked until the raid completed. I don't know how I feel about that. They did that in the past, though, Eclipse. In the other ones, there was content locked behind until people finished it. They've done that in the past. That's nothing new. Water says, you sit your ass in that chair. You sit ass down in that chair. And you raid, damn it. You raid. Blizzard management. In Destiny, they do consistent mode now. Oh, contest mode now. Insanely brutal. Yeah, they've done that for years as well. They've done that. But I think that's what they should do. The first, if it's the race, then they make it super hard for and then the casual people wait and they're entertained by it. They watch it. They learn from it. And then when they go to the easier mode, that is smart. That's smart what Destiny did. One of the few smart things they've done. The year the raid launched, 3 days after expansion release, last few years, it's been 1.5 weeks. Oh, Jay Breezy, I loved the Vault of Glass. Is still, even though I forget what the Taken King's raid was called. What was the one in Shadowkeep? Vault of Glass is always my favorite. Vault of Glass is always my favorite. It was the first of its kind, and you always remember your first. You always remember your first. Now, if you came in later and did the Shadow, you did the Shadow one first, then I can understand it. That's a better raid. Okay, that was the best raid. But Vault of Glass was just awesome. Yes, Garden of Salvation. That's it. Right? When you have to fight them as a huge, right? And you have to go on the different platforms on the outer edge. You had to kill the guy. At a circle, bring the ball to the center, hold, put the shield up, unload on him. That's it. King's Fall, not the Shadow one. King's Fall, the Taken King one. Yes, that's the one. Argus, thank you. That is the best raid. That's the best raid. But Vault of Glass, to me, is the best because it was the first one of its kind. I like from beginning to end, just what the Vault of Glass just seemed like the perfect length for one. Project says, man, starting at 1 p.m. and then it's 3 a.m. You only got the boss down to DPS phase once. Got it. You know what, Prosy? Gotta get good, bro. Gotta get good. That's what they'll tell you. That's what they would tell you. It's like shoving a triangle. Or I'm sorry, yeah, trying to shove a circle into a triangle. Come on, you gotta get it in there. We could do it. You only had to get 6 people to do what they were doing. Imagine a World of Warcraft raid where there's so many people, and if one person fucks up, it's over. And then you feel it, right? I remember this. You're all gelling. You're all doing your part, and you just miss it. One more. One more. And then it just went down the hill. Just getting into the vault was difficult. Yeah. Yeah. I remember we soloed. I've soloed it. It's super hard, but you can do it. Good times back then, man. Destiny 1. Good times. Now Water's going to have a comment saying, oh, 30's going back. The day after the raid, I'm done mentally, emotionally, and physically. Yeah. Yeah. But that time frame, though, Prosy, like, I loved raiding with my group. It was fun. But I can't put it in like that. Like, I don't even do divisions raids. It's just too much time. I think I've done one division raid. I think I did one division raid one time. And I'm okay. Like, I'm okay. I don't have to do it, right? I've only done the summit, I think, once or twice. All the way to the 100 floors. You guys played the other day? What, the Division 2 raid? Or Destiny? We had Sarge, we had... Oh god, I forget his name. It was the Dads of Destiny. I think Al Dente was with us. I think one time we did it. And we had... I was part of a group of Dads of Destiny. That's where I met a whole bunch of them. Oh, you played the original Destiny? Or you played Destiny 2? I think Tweak was part of it. I think Tweak was one of it. Then we also played with First. Yeah, First and his old brother. We played Destiny 2 with them. I had to log off. I was like, man, this is too fun, bro. I'm getting addicted. I have to get out. Like a crack fiend. Yeah, I don't need to play the raids. I don't need to play the raids. I can't buy the $200 tower and not play the game. Yeah, when they first started Akuta Papa, yeah. Because we had same schedules. I would have to go on my Xbox list and see. I get mad that I don't play other games as much as Destiny. Yeah, see, I'm the opposite. I'm happy I don't play. Right now, the two games I've played the most, right? That I've played the most in the last year has been Starfield and now Fallout 76. After that, it's Diablo at 162. I have 200, almost 192 hours. No, 168 in Diablo, 168. 192 in Starfield. This one I'm at 176, but I put in a lot of time before. I'm trying to figure out what I have now. Those fuckers declined my clan invite because I was 23 years old. Oh, the Department of Defense. Yeah, I didn't get that. Yeah. Sorry. Sorry. Sorry, old man. No grandpa allowed. Yeah, I enjoyed my time in Destiny 1, man. That was a good time. Destiny 2, not so much. I was forcing myself to play a game that I didn't want to play anymore. Let me check out what if we're missing any kind of new stories here going on. Oh. They dropped the trailer for Deadpool and Wolverine. I think some of you guys said it earlier. I'll have to check that out after stream. They released... Okay, we can watch this one.
In dark times. But that is not...
We can watch this one. This is The Shire. This is another Lord of the Rings game that they're... Again, I haven't seen anything. They'll probably fuck this up too. Hold on one second.
There are many tales of Middle-earth. Tales of courage and brave deeds in dark times. But that is not our story. For this is one of new beginnings.
Is this Animal Crossing, but with Lord of the Rings? Is this Animal Crossing with Lord of the Rings? 100%. 100%.
These are our tales of the Shire. Hobbits really are amazing creatures.
I have a question. I know there's a big scale of people that like video games. I get it. Okay. I know the Lord of the Rings crowd is massive. Okay. And I know there's little kids and stuff that like it and whatnot. But what are we doing? What are we doing? Weta Workshop has done it, right? But what are we doing? They're like, hey, let's take the Lord of the Rings brand and let's make... Are we going to make a war game? Are we going to... Giant battles? Helm's Deep? We going in? Like, no. Are we gonna have a fighting game like Mortal Kombat where you have all the characters? They're like, no. We're gonna make Gollum. It's gonna be a great game. And then after that, we're gonna make a little game called Tales of the Shire. It's Animal Crossing, but in the Shire. And they're like, yeah, I guess that sounds good. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Cool. Like, is there a big demand for people that are playing Animal Crossing? They go, you know what would make this game better? Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings would make this game better. Aragorn, Legolas, Animal Crossing did not go over well. When do they think Lord of the Rings? We don't think of playing Stardew Valley. Like, yeah, what did you guys say? Who said that? Stardew Valley of Rings. Yeah. Oh, for God's sakes. Only this gen and Switch. Battle for Middle Earth. The Shire. I don't know. Dolphin says the redhead hobbit looking thick. Pretty good. He's there for the male gaze. There for the male gaze. I mean, it does make sense. It's lore to make the type of Hobbit game. I'm not playing it, but I guess it makes sense for the kids possibly. Sure. Does this take place though canonically with the books? Is it years after, years before? Are they gonna have? You know, is Frodo gonna come in and visit? You know what I mean? Is Bilbo here? Like, what's happening? Bro, they're 2 feet tall. They could be your kid's playmate. What does the height have to do with their age? They're like 200 years old. There's a duck wearing a helmet down here. The male gaze after a few too many rounds. After 200 days, Sauron comes and levels your village. You have to start over. 30 sounding sus? What do you mean I'm sounding sus? The hobbits are literally hundreds of years old. Are you trying to take reality of what the laws are in reality compared to a fantasy? Yeah, the average lifespan of a hobbit is 100 years old. Full-grown adults, you don't even know what they are. Who cares the size of them? I'm just saying, a hobbit's, most of them are adults that look like children. Oh, my sus. I didn't fucking make Lord of the Rings. You miss Fern Gully? Fern Gully. For the split second, I just saw the Wolverine Deadpool trailer. Yeah, looks pretty good. We got Evil the West. Is this Evil West? Is this Evil West? Is that what it's called? This is on Game Pass now, isn't it? Anybody play that? Was it pretty good? Someone says it's Gears of War with vampires. It's like an old 360 type game. Yeah, nothing else looks like it's hopefully by tomorrow we'll have some more news stories and whatnot. We got the digital showcase coming April 29th that you guys said. Oh, here's one. Like Kotaku, it says Fallout TV show is so popular it's breaking the mod sites. We might read that tomorrow. I'll put that in the stories for tomorrow. Oh, is there a red tinge on everything? That's a cool poster. If that's what the poster is. This is pretty cool. That's a cool poster. I like Van Helsing. Yeah. It's good. It was a good film. Vandal says, Embracer divided their company, possibly looking to sell off divisions to Xbox. Interesting. Van Helsing was okay. I wouldn't say good. Like, when I say good, Rose, do you think I'm saying like it's like a 90 or something? It's only at the beginning. It just matters what time of the day the mission is. The night, the dark mission. There's noon. It looks lit. How about if it was fun? Yeah, you know what? Maybe we should do that, Dolphin. Instead of saying good, we'll say fun. It was fun. Because apparently if I say good, it means something else. What the hell did you just send me here, Krebsy? What is that?
Don't worry, soldier. I'm with you every
What is happening here?
Don't worry, soldier. I'm with you every step of the way. We stand together. We fight for the generations to come.
Wait, this is for a gun? What am I? Is that a gun he's holding? Is that what I'm watching?
Don't worry, soldier. I'm with you every step of the way. We stand together.
What is happening right now?
We fight
I can kind of see the arm holding. Is that a gun? Sorry, I raised the volume and the music's in the background. Sorry about that. It says new mythic weapon in Call of Duty Mobile has an entire cinematic when you inspect it. That's the inspection of the gun? The hell? So you're telling me this is what I see?
Don't worry, soldier. I'm with you every step of the way. We stand together.
You're telling me this is what I see when I'm in the game?
We fight for the generations to come.
Yeah, no, nothing to see here. Call of Duty's fine. Call of Duty's fine. Casual mobile players will love that shit. Amazing. And they say Fortnite's ridiculous? No, that's not a joke, Sarge. That's the actual thing that's happening. Here you go. Hey, look, Paul Tassi wrote an article this morning. Paul Tassi wrote an article this morning saying Xbox badly needs a Fallout game before 2054. Fallout 5. Yeah, we'll read that. We'll read that tomorrow too. We'll read that tomorrow as well. What the hell was that monstrosity? That's Call of Duty Mobile, baby. What it is. If you want to get that gun, you gotta pay. Come on, dog. You just got here, and I'm about to leave. So, but I appreciate you stopping in. Next Fallout already greenlit for 2040. Dolphin says, there's two things that piss me off. Call of Duty, Paul Tassi. Oh, look. Star Wars Jedi Survivor could be joining Xbox Game Pass and EA Play. The PlayStation Store is showing the game is now available to play on EA Play. Another thing I said when the game comes out, I said 1 year later. 1 year later, it will be on Game Pass, and it looks like April 28th is when it came out. So Jedi Survivor looks like it's coming to EA Play. I mean, obviously, we all knew that, right? We all knew that. All right, on that note, that's going to do it for me for this morning. I appreciate it. I got to go run some and do some things. I appreciate it very much. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. Go check out some of our other videos that we have on the channel. We do uploads. We do shorts, gameplay, podcasts. So make sure you go check out one of those things on our channel. We'll probably play some more Fallout 76 tonight, I'll be honest with you. Just bullshit as I run around and do some more missions, because I'm doing the dailies pretty fast, so I won't have any dailies to do by the time we play tonight. But we'll probably jump around and just do some missions as we play through the wasteland. Appreciate it very much. You guys have a great rest of your afternoon. I appreciate you guys coming out. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.